uh, distinguished Toastmasters, Paisans, distinguished Toastmaster Aruns, distinguished Toastmaster Nisara, ladies and gentlemen, and member of the Toastmaster Club, the TRD Toastmaster Club. Today is my great pleasure to be assigned as the chairman for the TRD Toastmaster Club. This meeting is number 36. So there are a lot of meetings in Toastmaster that have been hosted in the Treasury Department. I would like to give you some background about our Toastmaster Club, that we have been hold a meeting most of the time in these rooms, and we have a lot of good experience, and a lot of members come to enjoy and explain their views and exchange their experience about what they learn and what they would like to give us and tell us in these Toastmaster clubs. Again, in these meetings, we will have the speaker to introduce themselves, to let us know them very well. And also, I will be the speaker in this meeting, and my topic will be my holidays. So I hope that you will enjoy listening about my holidays during the New Year event. It's about time that I would like to declare the meeting to be ordered. Before we go to the Toastmaster of the day, so I would like to introduce the guests that come to these our meetings. There are three our honorable distinguished Toastmaster. First is distinguished Toastmaster Paisans. Please applause. Second, distinguished Toastmaster Arun. The last but not least, distinguished Toastmaster Narisa. Okay. So for today, our program we will begin with the Toastmaster of the day. So I would like to invite distinguished Toastmaster Paisan to tell us about that. Please give applause to him.
Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome to the Treasury Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster is a non-profit organization, but we all are profit-making people. Because in Toastmasters, we have two sides of life. One side is to help motivate people to uplift their human values. The other side is to be a good leader in the community as well. So when we are together, we make the nation, the country, our country, and the world a better place to live in. And so today I'm so proud to have our newly appointed president who opened the meeting, and I felt that we are having a great start for the 2019 together. We wish that everyone will be progressing in life. Give ourselves a big round of applause. And of course, as the Toastmaster of the day, it is also my first time to be the Toastmaster of the day for today. And of course, I would like to say that to be a Toastmaster of the day is just a person who has been appointed to control the meeting, to give a good transition throughout the meeting. Then under my program, there will be what we call the prepared speech. Prepared speech means that once you are the member, you will prepare the speech and give the icebreaker as your first speech. And then you start to give another speech and another speech to be more effective in your presentation. And just be easy, be relaxed. Whenever we become the prepared speech speaker, don't be too tight. Just smile, encourage ourselves, and ready to give a speech. Don't expect the best. Don't expect to be perfect. Don't think about it, because we all struggling to be better. I always say that those who are perfect are not with us here. They are living peacefully in the tomb. So we are all struggling to be better. And of course, actually my first session will be the table topic session. Table topic session is the session to challenge our skills. Now when you have been asked a question by the table topics master, you may volunteer or she or he can ask you to come up. When you have been pointed to give the response, don't say, no, I don't know. Don't care about that. Just smile, stand up and walk to the lectern, meeting the table topics master, shaking hand first, just shaking hand and say inside, help me please when I get a stage fright. That's all. And then you face the audience. If you get stuck, just smile. Don't say, I don't know, just smile. Inside you can sing, whoa, yeah, you move the accent, and then you just go on. And if you really don't know what to do, you get a stage fright, just then smile for 1 minute. You are successful. When you get back, you have more self-confidence. So don't worry about that. The last section is the evaluation section. The evaluation section will be conducted by the general evaluator. And then, of course, today our general evaluator will be distinguished Toastmaster Nasara. Her opinions will just be personal. So don't worry about that. She will come with the team of the personal evaluators, the timer, the accounter, and the grammarian. And then, of course, they are voicing their personal opinions. So if you don't agree with that, no need to throw anything at them. Just keep it. Oh, is this right? If it's right, go back and then study. Make ourselves a better speaker. If it's not good, just leave it here. Don't take it home. We take only good advice in Toastmasters and develop on it. And then we don't try to use the negative feedback. This is the thing. We don't whitewash. We don't blackwash either. Because we have to make people feel that next time I can be better. And of course, I would like to start first what we call the appetizer. Yes, normally we have word of the day. Every week at a meeting, there's someone to share with us word of the day. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the one who is going to do word of the day, Toastmaster Wang, right? Welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmaster, friend and guests. I would like to introduce word of the day. The word of the day is help fellow member to enrich your vocabulary in preparing your speech. Before that, could you please turn over the agenda? Then you can see the word of the day and the thought of the day that I'm going to talking later. So for this meeting, the word of the day is procrastinate. This is a verb meaning delay doing something you don't want to do, normally because of something that's difficult or boring. So, for example, if you have a work to do but you don't want to do, and then you say to yourself, I will do it later, I will start later, maybe I will do it on the Saturday. So, you are procrastinating. So you are encouraged to use this word as frequent as you can. So let's move to the thought of the day. It's also about the procrastination as well. I have chosen this thought for today. Never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. Somebody to talk to me because when I was a student, I did it a lot. Like I did my homework at last minute. I think everyone does, maybe. But it not your fault because some study told me that it's because of your brain somehow. Because of your brain and also because of you have a lot of things to do. So you come up with an excuse to do this later because you don't want to do it. So don't do that like me because we cannot do a good thing when we don't have time. Better finish that before the deadline, then you can check it or improve it. Back to you, the Toastmaster of the day.
Toastmaster Kwang, very good elaboration on it, but I'm not going to evaluate Toastmaster Kwang because there will be the general evaluator here. And of course, I would like to say that procrastination is the root of all evils. Because of our life, sometimes because of procrastination, we cannot achieve our goals. Like last year, every year, I would talk about life setting goal. Even last year, for over, I think, 3 or 4 decades. And to believe it or not, every time after the resolution being made, and a year later, at the end of the year, I asked someone, he or she forgot her own resolution, even her own goals. And this is one of the things in life that we need to join Toastmasters, because when we set the goal, we will take action. And then we will see whether the result is great. That is what the first step we do in life. And of course, and I like the thought for the day too, actually. Now that's never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. And of course, like today, you know, I got up a bit late, actually, because last night I went back home at 4 o'clock in the morning. And then Adanun called me, hey, today you have to come to the club. I said, yes, it's my responsibility. My wife said, are you ready for that? I said, no problem. Because it is an excuse. If I make Adana roommate say it's okay. But to myself, how about it? Even like I joined Toastmasters some 28 years ago, I told a lot of people that we have to put it as a priority. My friend said we have no time. But for me, I own 3 companies, be consultant to 6 companies, and then did a lot of talking, but I still have to find the time. Yeah, because when we set it as a goal, we must be able to achieve it. That makes me stay with Toastmasters for 28 years. And in my life of Toastmasters, I miss it not more than 28 times. Now, so this is the most important thing, how we set our goal and take action. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, now come to a very important session. For those who have the heart problem, when you have been asked a question, don't get a heart attack. Because this is the arena for all of us to enjoy. In Toastmasters learning program, because it's edutainment. Edutainment, I always call it edutainment. The one American said I couldn't find the word edutainment in English, but I like it because we plus education to the entertainment, and then we feel happy. When I talk about edutainment, at one club they said, could we speak for half an hour, karaoke for 1 hour, and then open a karaoke club then. In Toastmasters, our edutainment program, try to find the best words that we can express ourselves. We are not a humorist, but put some humor in it through our learning process. And today, we have a young, energetic, dynamic, I would like to say new Toastmaster. And she is ready for that. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster J.
Good afternoon, my fellow Toastmaster and welcome guests. It's a pleasure to serve as table topic master today. The table topic are impromptu speeches. The purpose of the Toastmaster table topic session is to help the member think on their feet and speak on a given subject for between 1 to 2 minutes. It also allows speaking opportunity for those who are not programmed for all the rules or the agenda. After I read out the questions, I will choose a member to come up and give them a 2-minute speech on the topic. At 1 minute, a timer will show the green side. Green side. Yes. And then at 1 minute and 30 seconds, she will show the yellow side. And at 2 minutes, she will show the red side. And if you haven't done, I will give you more 30 seconds to finish your conclusion. So, please listen carefully. Let's move to the first questions. The first question is, where do you find your inspirations? The question is already shown on your desktop. So, the person I will choose is the guys on the back. Please welcome.
My inspiration, I watch movie and watch football program. My favorite football club is Liverpool team. I always listen You Will Never Walk Alone song. Thank you.
Okay. For the next question is, what do you like to change about yourself? Maybe this side. Please welcome Kun Trailat.
Thank you for the question. What would I like to change about myself? Actually, I have done a psychometrics program. Indicate that I'm the networking person. I'm not a game player or the entrepreneur. But actually, what I would like to do is to be an entrepreneur. So it's very difficult to change actually from being a networking as a lobbyist people to business people. But however, I will try to change from networking type to entrepreneur. Thank you.
For the third question is, if you were Thailand president, what would be the first thing you would do? Please welcome Paul I. If I am a president, yes. I will make everyone have a good life, good health. In Thailand, we have king, no president, but we have the I think I like in Bhutan
not uh, not GDP, but happiness, GSP. I like the บรรยากาศแบบนั้น climate I like the environment like Bhutan I don't know that Thailand can change to that environment I don't know but I think if I can do it I will change the to like that Thank you.
Yes, for the first question is, when you think of home, what specifically do you think of? Please welcome. Pyoka.
The question is, when you think of home and what specially do you think of? When you think of home, Treasury Department is my second home. So this is the word that I heard from the Director General. He always says because he grew from the Treasury Department and he have a life, have a chance and had grow up and feed them his family. So I very impressed that he mentioned this home for him. And I also think about this word with him that Treasury Department is my home as well. So that's what I think about the home for my idea. Thank you.
For our last question is, how did you celebrate your New Year's Day? Maybe the blue shirt skies. Please welcome.
Hello everyone. I usually like to celebrate my New Year's Day with my family or my friend at a shopping mall in Bangkok. So I like to count down with my friend. Yeah, I used to go to Central World and there were too many people. No, it's difficult to go back home, but I'm so happy because it's a special time to do with my friend, and if I have a chance, I will do again. Okay, thank you.
So we already done our table topic sections. I will now turn the lecture back over to our Toastmaster of the day, Vivian Paitan.
Wow, you can see that there were a variety of questions. This is very important as a questioner. In Toastmasters, actually, we are learning not only to be a good respondent, but we are also going to be a good questioner. This is very important in our life. Sometimes the questions are coming in the way that we can really benefit from it. Congratulations, Toastmaster Jay. Actually, all the questions are very meaningful. And then you could see that the answers are quite different in the manner or appearance of the respondents. In Toastmaster, actually, sometimes we call simple questions, sometimes very easy. But the person who is going to answer it can respond with different perspectives. For example, sometimes I remember in the past, someone asked, why do you like roses? And one guy beside me, he was an executive. He said, what a stupid question. Yeah. I said, no, you have to answer in your way. He said, how could we make it? You answer as an executive. If you fell in love with someone, I hope that you like roses. So your answer in your business is will be growing like roses. it smelled good or whatever. And so he went up there giving the response, and he felt that, oh, it's not so good for the answer he gave. He said that I would join Toastmasters. Now, this is a way people can learn from different fields of life. That in Toastmasters we learn from that. Now, so I would like to say congratulations to all the respondents for today. And of course, now coming to the very important section we call prepared speeches. Sometimes we prepare our speech very well, but you believe it or not, if we are not ready for it, sometimes we just get blank. We get blank. Sometimes even our audience applauded, we forgot the message. I myself thought of being on the stage very easy, but actually in giving a speech sometimes need good preparation. But it's an experience in Toastmasters. Even we don't prepare it, when we give the speech, and then we can come back and do it again. This is the only choice. But outside, only one time, no more invitation. Because I remember the first time I was being invited after being a Toastmaster for 6 months. And then I asked my coach, say, what should I do as a Toastmaster? He said, do anything you like. Speak whatever you want under the sun. So I went to one of the great meetings, about 1,000 people. My friend said, you are a Toastmaster. Could you do something? Yeah, give blessing to the bride and the groom. I said, very easy for me. But once he introduced me, I rushed onto the stage like a lion and got blank. I could see nobody. So I tried to compose myself. You are Toastmaster. Do it well, do it well. So I say, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm so glad you come to my birthday party. People laugh. My friend said, you better come down. So be very careful, something and anything can happen in our speaking life. So be prepared for it. That's why Toastmasters give this opportunity for anyone who dare to take the challenge, to voice their opinions, to voice their story, so others can learn from that. That's why in Toastmasters, we have different groups of people, different professions, and we learn from that. My 28 years, I learned from engineers, from doctors, from directors, from so many people. I jotted it down and tried to revitalize what I thought could improve myself as a professional speaker, even up to now. So ladies and gentlemen, now come to this very special session. Any speaker who joins Toastmasters will give the first speech called the icebreaker. And today, our first icebreaker is none other than our president. His topic is My Holiday. Project number 4. I just checked your memory, thank you. Yes, and first speaker, project number 4. What is project number 4? Arun, in the traditional one, may you please read the objectives.
Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmaster ladies and gentlemen. The project number 4 objectives are to select right word and sentence structure to communicate your ideas clearly, accurately, and vividly. To use rhetorical device to enhance and emphasize ideas. To eliminate jargon and unnecessary words. Use correct grammar. Time allowed is 5 to 7 minutes.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our speaker, Toastmaster O.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my third time to speak with you. Before I go to my project number 4, so I would like to share with some of my speakers that I also the Liverpool fan as well. And I hope that we will not walk alone in here. My topic is my holidays. So when you come back from the very long weekend, so many of your friends or your colleagues, you ask you that, what are you doing during the New Year's holidays, and how about that? So I think that everyone had this question and ask your friend as well. And I also have someone ask me about this. Many people ask me about this, and I choose this topic because it's maybe easier to tell what happened during the long holidays. And these are my techniques that you might think about it when you use for the project. You use the topic that you are very familiar, and this topic is easy for you to speak because you memorize about your happy time. So it's really easy to speak on it. And the most important is if you have the sincere mind, you can speak really fluently. I met with many speakers in the Toastmaster in our clubs. They speak from their heart. So when they speak, it will be really fluent and they can tell and you will feel what they said as well. So I will come back to my holiday. During my holiday, actually I didn't go anywhere. I just stay in Bangkok and I go to visit my father and mother and also my wife's father and mother as well. So we bring our family to meet them, and we would like them to have a chance to gain experience and know about my family and my father and my mother, and also my wife's father and mother as well. My holiday actually is not during the long New Year holiday, but before that I take vacations before the end of the year. I went to the Chiang Rai with a group of people, about 40 people. So it's really large group. We plan more than 3 months to go to the Chiang Rai because it's really huge. We have the one member to decide about the program to go to the Chiang Rai. So we go there by flight, by the airplanes, and we go to meet together. We spend about 4 days during stay in the Chiang Rai. We do a lot of activities. When we arrive, we go to the tea field. I don't remember the names. The field that they have a lot of tea, and they have a shop that you can buy the product that made from tree. And then we go to the Doi Tung event. They will have the event during December and January. So they have a lot of the food, northern food, and also there's some local and traditional products that you can buy, such as the honey, and also they have the workshop. So I spend a lot of time to stay with my children to do the workshop. They have the clay making and the color on the clays. So we spend about 2 and 3 hours to do the workshop. And then we stay all night at the Doi Tung Lodge, the hotel in Doi Tung. And in the morning, we also went to the Doi Tung Garden. So the highlight for the Doi Tung Garden, not only they have the flower and very beautiful flowers and a lot of they also have a lot of activity, especially they call it the zip line. I would like to explain about the zip line. It might be really confused what is a zip line. Zip line is the really long journey to walk over the bridge. They also have the activity that you can hold yourself to go across from the one side to another side by holding the ties to go. So it's really exciting. And our kid and our friend who come to this trip like it very much. After that, we go to another trip to the Sing Park. At the Sing Park, actually they have the zip line as well. So because many of my colleagues and also my children like the zip line very much, so we pay the zip line again, and the zip line is really long. Unfortunately, I cannot enter to this zip line because they don't allow the people who gain a lot of weight. So next time I have to do an exercise so I can lose my weight, so I can pay these zip lines. We have a lot of activities that we do during our holidays. I went to the temple as well, as we are the Buddhists, so we go to the temples. I went to the Wat Ramkun and spend time there. And we also go to we sail the boat along the Mango River, and then we go to ride the elephants. So it's the first time that my children have a chance to ride the elephants with me. And we will go also pay the ATV car and do a lot of activity. Unfortunately, the time is limited. So if anyone would like to know what I do during my holiday, so please come to talk with me personally in my office. Thank you very much.
Since the speakers have spoken, I'm not going to give the evaluation because we have the personal evaluator. And of course, I would like to say that we have altogether 5 speakers. I don't know whether future Toastmaster or Toastmaster, or are you here? Oi, all right. Oh, my pronunciation not so good, sorry. Toastmaster Oi later. Because you are giving the second speech of the topic with project number 1, the icebreaker. So, Arun, do we naturally please read the objectives for icebreaker?
Icebreaker project number 1, the objective is to begin speaking before an audience and to discover speaking skill you already have and skill that needs some attention.
Yes, it is a 4 to 6 minute speech, right?
4 to 6
Yeah, thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Oi.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anjali Galpadak. This is my first time to introduce myself. I'm from Finance, Bureau of Finance, the first floor. Introduce myself, I will, there are 2 parts. One is my family and the other is my work. Start with my family. I'm Muslim. My hometown is in Klong Luang Thang, Changsha province. My parents have 7 children. There are 4 daughters and 3 sons. I'm the oldest. My parents call me Oi. In English, it means sugarcane. I think this nickname is very popular in the past, but not now. Now it's very not Oi. I have no Oi now. My mother told me that when I was born while the sun rose, about 6 p.m. 6 a.m. So my father need to name me Rung Arun because it's 6 a.m. But my mother disagreed because this nickname is my father's first lover. So my mother disagreed, Rung Arun. So I'm actually now. When I was 10 years old, my father moved to Bangkok to be a teacher, and so but my grandparents stay at Changsha. So we visit my grandparents on important festival like Hari Raya, Idul Adha, Idul Fitri. In 40 years ago, my family have no car, so we went to visit my grandparents by 3 steps, by bus, by train, and by boat. So my parents is very troubled, but 7 children was very excited and happy about the travel to visit the grandparents. My family has lived in Bangkok until now. Except my father because he passed away 14 years ago. Now my mom is 92 years old and she has Alzheimer's disease. She stayed with me at Vacharapon Road and we live and behind the elderly care to take care of her when I come to work. And I wake up at 3 a.m. to cook food for my mom and the caretaker. Now I have many delicious menu about from egg to I can cook many egg menu for my mom. This is my family and my work. I graduated bachelor degree of accounting from Ramkhamhaeng University, computer science from Rajapat Suandusit Institute, and master degree of marketing from Thurakit Bandit University. I start my job in private company at Pat Pong Road in about 30 years ago. And now I work at Treasury Department. My official life my government official life started when I was 23 years old, and now my official life is 37 years. And now I work at Finance Bureau of Finance. This is all of my life. Thank you.
Well, after listening to her ice breaking, then we learn a lot of things from her experience as well. And of course, today we have altogether 4 icebreakers. So I go quickly to the second icebreaker under the topic introduce myself as well. And so, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Puk. Are you in this room? Yes, please welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I have to apologize for not participation in the last activity because because of having to join Un Island activity with Treasury Department. Okay. It's my pleasure to introduce myself. Well, I'm Paradi Suvarnrattanasri. My nickname, I was born and raised in Nonthaburi. My nickname is Puk. Because in my office have many Puk nicknames. Then we have to call Puk nickname by their according to their character, such as Puk Look. You can guess Puk Look is mean maybe plump or fat. It's not me. And Puk Yai. Puk Yai, the oldest Puk. and am Puko. It's from Puko-chan because I like to read Japanese cartoon. Okay, next I would like to introduce about my graduate. I'm graduate in economic both undergraduate and graduate. By studying for bachelor degree at Thurakit Bandit University and master degree at Sukhothai Thammasat Open University. At present, I have an idea to study another master degree or a doctorate. Next, I would like to talk about my family. We are 7 in my family, including my mother, my husband, myself, sister, son, and 2 granddaughters. But my father now, he was died. My father has served in the Department of Correction and retired in 2001. Now, my father has died in 2004 with cancer while 63 years old. My mother is a homemaker, used to work at Oriental Hotel in the housekeeping department. My husband is a state enterprise employee at the Thai Airways International Company Limited in the position of flight attendant. My sister is responsible for caring for mother and selling online. My son studied for Bachelor of Fine Arts at Thammasat University in Lampang campus. The older granddaughter works with Bachelor, and a young granddaughter is studying in grade 6. My husband and I live in Lat Krabang for a convenient to work. While the other live in Pathum Thani. And my house I have 3 pets, 3 types of pets. First is a dog. Is a Thai leatback. You know Thai leatback? Thai Lang An. And cat is a domestic cat. Normal cat. And fish is a betta fish and guppy fish is a ปลากัดแล้วก็ปลาหางนกยูง Okay, that's it my house. I would like to talk about my mother. My mother like to grow fruit tree because she think it can eat and can pay for other people to invite visit us, such as a mango, jackfruit, seedless guava, coconut, gooseberry, longan, and mulberry. You can join my house. Everyone in my family like to eat health food. Now I would like to talk about my work. Have a time? Thank you. I work at Bureau of Bangkok State Property Management in position of State Property Procurement Officers, professional level. My office take care of tenants who rent the state property in Bangkok area, which have 50 districts. There is a division of responsibility for 50 districts in 2 sections, includes State Property Management Subdivision 1 and 2. I work in State Property Management Division 2, responsible for 6 districts in Bangkok, include Sai Mai, Lat Phraw, Yannawa, Bangkok Yai, Bang Khae, and Bang Khun Thien. The nature of work is about rental arrangement, lease renewal, transfer of leasehold right, the list of the former tenants who passed away, state property project work, and also assignment. Okay, next I talk about my hobby. Sorry. Thank you. Okay, go ahead. Thank you very much. My hobby is a morning exercise, reading books, raising pets, and surfing the internet. I choose to exercise in the morning because it helps me active. And I feel that carrying pets make you feel relaxed. For surfing the internet, it has gained a wide range of knowledge. My goal in life is work happily. And my motto is don't wait for opportunity, create it. That's all about me. Nice to meet you.
Yes, of course, we went, the bell rang, don't worry, keep on, and just try to condense the message, and you did it. You know, you could be a DTM very soon, don't worry, because the people are big hand. Yes, because in Toastmasters, you know, the first time when we joined Toastmasters, 4 to 6 minutes, it's just quite short or quite long. Sometimes you feel it's quite long, like 4 or 6 minutes. And then after being a Toastmaster for some time, 4 to 6 minutes become a bit too short for us. Now sometimes we breathe in and breathe out, already gone 4 minutes. And then this is what we feel. And of course, before I move to the next speaker, because we have 4 icebreakers, I would like to say that nowadays English is very important. And a lot of people ask me last 2 weeks, now did we have to speak English like a native speaker? I said that if you could, that is fine. If you couldn't, that is also fine. Don't worry about that. The most important time now is to communicate. We are not just speaking English, we are communicating English in an effective way. That's why Thailand 4.0 could be 4.5 or 4.6. And if we started speaking English with good communication skills, make people understand. Someone asked me last week if we didn't want to speak English. I said if we didn't want to speak English, we might be Thailand 0.4 instead of 4.0. We'll be 0.4. Now it will be different because in the future, when we get up in the morning, we meet someone. Probably they didn't speak Thai. They might speak English. And somebody in our family might probably communicate in English. But it doesn't matter whether we speak in English or speak in Thai or speak in any other language. It's common at home. But when we go outside, mostly it is the official language for ASEAN. We will be lagging behind, without improving our English communication skill. I don't want to say speaking skills. Because nowadays I went to some schools. They still try to ask the students to speak. How to pronounce it clearly. I think that's great. But what is more important, we must help our children to speak more understandably, so we can make good sales in the future. Because in communication, our purpose is to sell ourselves, to sell our products, and to sell our countries. To make people understand that they would like to come to our country. That's why everyone needs to speak English understandably. And so this is a point Toastmasters try to be in every organization. That's why we are so proud when we come to this Treasury Toastmasters Club, because we expect that your club will be the most outstanding club and the #1 to launch in the Thai government sectors. That's why Nasla is waiting as a district director, because I believe it. Now, because in all the government offices now they try to emphasize on English. I talked to one senior officer of the Education Ministry, the Ministry of Education. He said that he thought that Thai people couldn't speak English well. I said, I disagree with you. He said, why? I said, Thai people could speak English quite well because we learn English from our primary schools. The only thing that when we spoke English, the native speaker couldn't understand it. Also their problem, because the speakers from America, for example, who never been in Thailand before, and we say, banana, he couldn't understand. Yes, my friend told an American, we would like eating papaya. He said, what papaya? I said, just stress on your second syllable. He said, how? Stress on your second. I like to eat papaya. Oh, he said, oh, papaya. So nowadays, when it becomes globalization, don't worry. We can speak with the Thai accent, but stress on the right syllable. People could understand it. So make it simple. Be happy. I went to Vietnam, speaking for 3 times. And one guy coming up to me, I'm a Vietnamese, my English is not. Oh, that is, your English is good because I could understand you. Yeah, and so this is one of the important things. When we talk to the Thai people, we say try, if we can, speak a little more Dutcherically. And don't look up in the dictionary. Because you know, at one school, international school, teaching my nieces, and I went to meet a teacher. She did it. I said, oh, you acted more than a native speaker. You very dramatic. She said what? In Thailand, she tried to put it for the children to make it more dramatic. And when they go out, it becomes simply amazing. Because you know, when we try to speak in a club, don't worry about your accent. You can come up, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. You believe it or not, when you say good morning here, it's very dramatic. When you go on the stage, ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everything seems common to everyone. So practice. When we are at home, do it. Even nowadays, sometimes my wife always asks, who are you talking to? Yeah, in the toilet. Before coming here, you believe it or not, this morning, I imagined my audience. I said, ladies and gentlemen, my wife said, are you talking or giving a speech in the bathroom for 3 minutes? Because we practice it every day until we feel it's our language. It's no more. In the past, we said, oh, we don't want to speak English. No, it's different now. We don't want to speak, but we have to. Because ASEAN chairmanship given to us, Thailand. I asked one assistant to the minister what he did. He said that we try to make people speak English and ask them not to memorize vocabulary. Personally, I say it's too late if you do that. He wondered what happened. I said we could help young children by asking them not to memorize the words. But when we want to help our nation grow with English, for example, Nasara, Arun at this age, it's too late. We have to say, Arun, each day, try to find the words and memorize a few, so you can communicate. But for young children, talk to them in a natural way. Like the word hiccup. Have you ever used that? Even during our study. The word burp, because last year I remember one guy very good in English talking about eating, and later he said, I couldn't remember the word. What was that? I said in Thai. He said, burp. He said, I never studied. I never learned the word. I said, don't worry about it. But for children, we talk with them, hiccup, burp, and all these things. For adults now, because we all know good vocabulary, I do believe Thai people knowing more vocabulary than Malaysian. You believe it or not? Yeah, I was in Malaysia for 4.5 years. That's why I said when coming to Thailand, Thai people could speak English well if we focus on it, make it a bit more dramatic. Yeah, in Malaysia, if you say going to the top of the mountain, they say, no, you have to go to the top of the mountain. Oh, then your English is very good. Yeah, in Singapore, it's Singapore lah, and then you go on. In Thailand, why not? Yeah, you can say good morning, but make it a little more. Yeah, accent it a little more, and people understand that. So keep on. Don't worry about your English. The only thing when we speak, if people cannot understand, smile and see what they say. 35 years ago, I was representing the Thai, what we call ASEAN productivity, to have the training in Korea. And then one of my friends from the Ministry of Industry with me, she went on speaking. Each would be given 15 minutes to present Thailand's product. I presented the plastics, and she presented the industrial work. After delivering for 1.5 minutes, she got protested by a doctor from India. He stood up, he said, "Madam from Thailand, we couldn't understand your English. Speak a little more, a little better English." And she cried. I stood up. "Mr. Gentleman, doctor from India, I believe my friend spoke very good English. You had to adjust your ears to international accent. Please sit down." And the chair said, "You are right, Paisan. Let your friend speak for another 14 minutes." And she completed her work. Since then, we all became good friends from 23 countries. Because people try to figure something and just to protest. Don't worry about that. Okay, so after getting a little break for that, we come back to our next speaker. Speaker number 4, under project number 1, the icebreaker. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Pig. Pig or Pig? Oh, yes, you are welcome, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Today is a very good day. Do you believe me? It's a January the 9th. It's a ก้าวแรกของปี Right? Okay. I would like to thank DTM Paisan a lot for inspiring me before I come up to the stage to give a speech in English. I hope I will try my best to speak good English today. My name is Trairat Chatkeo, and my nickname is Pig. So sorry that when they call TM Pig, I did not recognize that we use nickname in this one. This is my first time to join the Toastmaster Club. I'm also the Liverpool fan. Thank you to meet all friends here. You too, right, Con? The topic is to introduce myself. Let's make it in short. I was born in Bangkok in 1959. Please don't calculate how old I am. And I study the bachelor degree at Assumption University, Bangkok, and my master degree at the College of Management, Mahidol University. My career, I first started my career with IBM Thailand. I was so lucky at that time. I was the first batch of the computer students of Assumption University. And luckily that IBM chose me to be the employee at the time. I will share with you what the good and bad experience when I work with IBM later. It will be before the end of my speech. I commit. And please remind me on that. I worked for IBM Thailand for 11 years and wanted to be the entrepreneur. As I mentioned earlier, I'm the networking type of people. I was not the entrepreneur. I went to Chiang Mai to open a company, a computer company. Totally failed. Failed because I was good in sales. I was almost the top sales in IBM. But I didn't know anything about finance. So I mismanaged on my career of being an entrepreneur. I could sell a lot of projects and products, but I could not collect the money. That's why I failed. I came back to Bangkok as recommended by my friends to become executives of the two local companies. But I don't want to mention about it because those two local companies are already gone. And I worked for Sun Microsystems for 6 years as a director of sales. And again, wanted to be a business owner. So I opened a company representing Sybase, a database in Thailand as a distributor. The company is still now, until now. So it's about 15 years already. And I used to be the president of Software Industry Promotion Agency. In short, they call SIPA. Have you heard about it? But don't use the word SIPA in Korea. It's not a good word in Korea. My life, I'm married with 2 children. They are not kids anymore because my daughter is 30 years old. She works with Thai Airlines as an air crew or air hostess. My son just graduated from Mahidol University, same institute as me, in food science. So he is waiting for being a soldier in May. For my position now, I'm the chairman of the Knowledge Management Asia Institute, which is a private institute, because I want to share all the knowledge to public. That's why I set up this institute. And those who early retire or retire people, you can come to join us or join me to share the knowledge to the public. As I commit to you, I will tell you why the good and bad experience in IBM. Do you know why I can speak English? You don't know, right? Because I graduated from Assumption University. People say that, oh, you should be a good one. I first went to the training in Taiwan with my friends in IBM. I did not understand what they are talking about at all. And one of the instructor, his name is Jimmy Chow. I still remember that 37 years ago. Jimmy Chow said, okay, if Mr. Trailat understands, that means everybody understands. After that, I came back to Bangkok, to Thailand. I read all the English newspapers. I listened to all of the English program radio and watched the movies and tried to welcome all the guests international, bring them to all places in Bangkok. That's where I get my English. Thank you very much.
Oh, project number 1. Congratulations. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, our last speaker. Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Ben.
Hello everybody. Okay, let me introduce myself. I am Chayakuk Suban. My nickname is Ben. People told me this topic could be anything, so I would like to tell you all about my education background and my experience in study abroad. I was born in Bangkok and I always live in Bangkok. I never stay at the province because I study only in Bangkok. My high school, I study in Yotin Burana School. And when I had admission to study bachelor degree, I decided to study archaeology faculty คณะโบราณคดีครับมหาศิลปากร University art history major. I think I'm very happy to study in this field because I just look at many pictures on PowerPoint and criticize art and know where it's from and get influence from what country. But when I graduate from this university, I thought a lot. What is my dream job? Because this major is pretty difficult to find job. But I think I know my skill. I love writing. I would like to work as writer or editor. So I apply a book company, student books company. I start at that company until my friend would like to go to study with a master degree, and he persuaded me to go with him. So this I will tell you about my experience abroad. But I didn't know what will I do to go with my friend in the US. Well, okay, just study English. And okay, I'm okay. I thought I was good at English. I mean, I can ask and answer in English. But US people speak very fast, too fast. It's like they don't care if I can understand them. So, it's difficult. I didn't understand anything, and I got homesick, and I miss my home. But I try hard to practice English, and I met a lot of foreign friends from all over the world, Asian friends, Japanese, Chinese, and Vietnamese. It's very good experience, but they didn't speak English well like me, but we told each other what you have to change to edit your your pronunciation. For example, I say because it is so Thai, and they told me because if S sound, F sound, but okay, I have to change every single word in English. But when I emphasize to pronounce correctly, I speak too slow. And my teacher told me, you have to speak not too slow, not too fast, just naturally. And okay, I change my pronunciation of speak and relax. Okay, I speak every day until okay, I think my English, I can communicate with a foreigner and I can understand them. I'm so happy. and then I came back to Thailand. I thought what job I would like to do. So I changed from a private company to a government affair. First, but I work in Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I met many diplomats and attend National Day ceremony a lot in many embassies. But it's difficult to work as diplomat. It's too difficult. So I know this Treasury Department open a museum guide. So I apply here and okay, this is my good job. So now I enjoy working as a museum guide in Hoi Museum. And this is my life. Now I work in Bureau of Grand National Treasure as museum guide, and I'm waiting for to second floor and third floor of the museum open, and maybe many people come to visit this museum. Okay, thank you.
Wow, today we are happy to have altogether 5 speakers. I don't know how did you feel, but for myself when I joined Toastmasters for the first time, I jotted down everything I observed. Because I arrived at the club 2:30, waiting until 6:15 to open the first meeting, but nobody arrived. I jotted down, no one. Starting from myself, I called a meeting to order. Ladies and gentlemen, no one in the room. I called meeting, number Park. And what could I say? Welcome all of you. Be relaxed. Then I stopped. Until almost 7 o'clock, a gentleman coming in. He said, what happened to this club? You better close it. I said, sir, how long did you join the club? He said, over 25 years, over 25 years. You don't know how. How could I know? He said, I better go home. Please don't sit down, please. Because in Toastmaster, we learn how to communicate. How can you live? So he sat down. Another lady coming at 7 o'clock or 7:15, she screamed like crazy. I said, then how long you join? Also 24 years. So both of them thought of just closing the club. I said, no, please sit down. They said, what are we going to do? I said, when I speak, you listen. When you speak, I and the other one listen. Keep the door of the hotel open, of the room of the hotel open. They say, what for what? I say, according to my experience, when you speak loud enough, people thought that we were fighting or arguing. Thai people would like to know what happened inside. So we turned on the loudspeaker very loud. When I was speaking, a lady just popped in. I rushed from the lectern and please be invited. This is the club for you. And then that night we got 5 guests. And then it started going better and better until Ajahn Arun joined us, and the club used to grow to 50 active members at one time. And then we become outstanding up to right now. Now, so that's the most important thing, is that don't give up. Never ever give up in life. And of course, for speakers, when you come here, you learn something from others, and you also help others learn something. That's why I jotted down for how many meetings, I remember after 6 months, I wrote about 100 books, only about Toastmasters. Somebody gave the speech, I wrote it down, and at night I revised it. Why I should follow this guy, or why not to follow this guy. I wrote about more than 500 books, and it's gone with the flood during the big flood in Bangkok. Otherwise, got a lot of books for my experience, telling what I did, what I learned, and how to improve myself, and how to help others improve themselves. Because before coming to a Toastmaster, I said, what can I learn from the club? But after a few months, I discovered I can help people. Because the one guy giving a speech on project number 6, even before I became the Toastmaster, the first night I was there. Then I asked him, his name is Mangkon. He said I could tell anyone that his name is Mangkon. That's why I am telling you now. When he spoke, project number 6, ladies and gentlemen, went on for the whole 7 minutes. So after the meeting, I said, Mangkon, could I evaluate you? He said, why not? But I'm not yet a Toastmaster. He said, yeah, why not? I said, Mangkon, just now you spoke for 7 minutes. You talk like when you are running a 100,000 miles marathon. The marathon, you are running and you're speaking. Say, really? Nobody told me. I said, yes, I'm telling you. He said, could I change? I said, why not? So from that night, I started helping him. Only for 3 months. No more puffing, hasping. So I said, Mangkon, congratulations, you did it. Actually, I would like to join Toastmasters only for 1 month. Ajahn Teresa asked me to join. We all come to Toastmasters with different purposes. For me, my coach said, please come to the club. Before that, he said, our club account is in red. Could you help Paisan? So I injected the money into the club without knowing its mission. Until one day he said, could not, you have to come to the club and learn and help. And that's why I was the president right after my presence. He said, Paisan, been here for a lifetime. I said, sure, I am making money at the moment, no time to help the club. He said, only 6 months then. I said, 6 months too long. I have meeting on every Monday. He said, then 3 months, too long for me. Making money, no time to waste. Then 1 month, I agree with him. But after helping that guy, Mangkon, I felt that if I could help one person in life, millions of people could be assisted. That's why I have been joining the club for 28 years, up to now, non-stop. I told Arun, so long as we can speak, never stop Toastmastering. So long as we can change people, never die young. Arun, 79 this year, retired. He said he would like to relax. I say you can relax, but you have to come back. And that's why they have been involved in Toastmasters almost 5 days a week. Thank you, Arun, and thank you, Nasara, and even all of you. I would like to welcome all of you to the world of Toastmasters and make it a reality in Thailand. The #1 in the world, not only in Thailand. So give ourselves a round of applause. And of course, now it's time for evaluation. Today, we have our district director serving 5 countries. And of course, we need evaluation for each of us. And we always say that our Toastmaster evaluation mixed Toastmasters survived for 94 years. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming distinguished Toastmaster Nasara.
Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to be here as General Evaluator. My duty today is to evaluate the whole session of this meeting. And not only me, I have a team to help me to fulfill this duty. And definitely, time is very important in every meeting. And that I would like to call upon our timer to report our time today. Oh, Toastmaster, I call you Toastmaster, definitely you will become Toastmaster soon. Toastmaster Chima.
Thank you, DTM Nasra. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Good afternoon, President. I want to know you about how much do you use the time? The time is important. Here is my report today. Acting President opened the meeting at 1:23 p.m. in the afternoon, and Toastmaster of the Day took change at 1:30 p.m. Today we have 5 speakers. Speaker 1, President TM Oak. He said about my holiday. Project 2, I remember he said about he went to Chiang Mai. How much time, Mr. Oak, you use 6 minutes and 20 seconds. And speaker 2, Paul Anshari, Selamat datang. Are you Muslim? Just I know you Muslims than me. Basically you call you. Assalamualaikum. I remember you eat Mubarak, eating Fitri and eating Adha. Right? So, Assalamualaikum. Nickname you Oi. Oi. Anshari Keo Padap. You said about the topic. Speaker, introduce yourself. You took 5 minutes and 57 seconds. And speaker 3, Book. She, my friend. Sorry, Eileen, when you stop 7 seconds. You use 7 minutes and 23 seconds. And next speaker, number 4, Pick. Thank you very much. You introduce yourself, the topic, and project 1. You took 7 minutes and 3 seconds. And the last one, Peng. Peng, you said about introduce yourself. You took 7 minutes and 12 seconds. Okay, everybody, thank you. That is for my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your child report, and that in Toastmaster we know how to spend time in the effective way to manage our speeches. And now it's time to learn how to make it better. As a Toastmaster, we know we improve our communication skill by 2 methods. Method 1, by deliver our speech and like the 5 speaker did it already. And the method 2, learn how to receive feedback from personal evaluator. And now it's time for 5 speakers to know how to make it better. From personal evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster Arun to evaluate speaker number 1.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, especially our acting president, Toastmaster Oak, right? In project number 4, how to say. In this project, normally we emphasize on what we say, the word, use the simple words, simple sentence, that more easy for audience to understand. And today, I'm very happy to listen to your story about my holiday. You can explain and you can tell us how can you spend your holiday at Chiang Rai, and a lot of things that you have learned from there with your friend, with your family. Your strong point from when noting I found that in this project we use the short word, short sentence. That means normally we use simple word, simple sentence. That is easy for audience to understand. Also, the word could be specific and clear and vivid word. You can see that during your delivery, we can follow step by step. When you join at the Chiang Rai, right, stay at Doi Tung, and 4 days, spend your time with your family to play, zip ride, and everything, we can see it very clear. You can imagine when you explain. That's very good from your strong point. Because, and the other thing is this is what we say is the most favorite topic during this time, how to spend our holiday during the new year, right? So you can deliver very fluently because you speak from your understanding, from your experience. You don't have to look at not anything, you just explain it, vivid, and we can see it very clear. That's what your strong point. For example, you go to Doi Tung event and you buy the local product and how to pay the zip ride when your family, your children, but you cannot join because you are overweight, right? You have to reduce your weight for next year, then maybe you can join. One of the things that in anything when we say about the speed, there are 3 parts: opening, main body, and conclusion. During the time limit, because when you see the red sign, you have to stop. Actually, you can spend a little bit more because your time is 6 minutes, 20 seconds. You have actually have 1 more minute because 5 to 7 minutes for the project number 4. If you cannot finish that, you have another 30 seconds to wrap up your story. That's why your conclusion is not so clear because due to the time and then you just stop it. Because if you can have this one, then okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have tell you about how I spend my holiday time during the New Year time, before the New Year too, right? And I would like to invite you that next time when you have time, you just have the same time like me, that you can get some experience or something like that. So very good one. For the time also very good, 6 minutes, 20 seconds in the video time allowed. Only one thing about it, pay attention that next time you support that you see the red side, never mind, you have another 30 seconds to go on. Just make your conclusion. That's one point of the congratulations.
Thank you very much for your evaluation. As I would like to inform you what difference between my job, general evaluator, and personal evaluator. General evaluator that I already mentioned, evaluate the whole session, and personal evaluator evaluate only the speaker that they get the assignment from from the agenda. And this is the way that we learn from Toastmaster. You can get the benefit from personal evaluator. As a speaker, you can learn what you have done very well and how to make it better in the future. As the audience, you can observe how personal evaluator evaluate the speaker. The way that Toastmaster do to help someone to improve their speaking skill by give them the strong point and encourage them to do more, learn more and grow more by delivering their speeches. The way we give the only constructive feedback, no criticism, that's the way you can learn. That's as personal evaluator, you need to have the not only speaking skill, you need to have the listening skill, analytical skill, and how to motivate and inspire the speaker as well. And please give a big round of applause to this Toastmaster Arun. And for second speaker, I also will ask the personal evaluator. And before giving you any evaluation, I would like to call all speakers that today you deliver project number 1. Today we have 4 speakers deliver project number 1. Please rise, please stand up. Project number 1. And you know, project number 1 is the most difficult project. That's now you pass, you start Toastmaster journey. And everyone, give a big round of applause to them. Thank you very much. I really appreciate your work. And okay, right now you can sit down. The purpose of project number 1 is just only deliver your speech in front of the audience and spend just 4 to 6 minutes at time allowed. That means all of you did it, and good job today. And as my personal evaluator to Toastmaster Oi and Cherry, I will focus your speech first. I really appreciate the way you deliver your speech in natural way. Like you share your story, you didn't use notes. I think this is the way that the Toastmaster already mentioned. We can share our story from your heart with the audience, and we can feel that. I think if you don't know the exact words, you can focus on the meaning. When you focus on the meaning, you will know automatically how to say that meaning. For example, like I think next time you can think, okay, if you don't know year of service, like you work for Thai government, you know, are you Rashka? If you focus on this word, it's block you. That's okay. How long have you been working here? You can say something that's the same meaning. This is the way we learn how to communicate. If we focus on the exact word, we will lose. And we don't know how to deliver more and more. Like this is an example. Next time you can apply. Just focus on the meaning, on the what you want to say, want to deliver. Because just one word have many words that you can use for one meaning. This is an example. And I believe you can be not a good speaker, a great speaker. Even just only project number 1, you can did it very well. And looking forward to having you at Toastmaster, because right now you just don't have the name, not remember, because I haven't seen your name in the agenda. Believe me, because not just only you, and I believe most of us want to do something to return to our country. This is the way that we can do, as English communication is the common language, the global language that everyone, as DTM President said, not should have must know the way to communicate in English. That's why, and I think all of us can be a part to help our country to get success in English for the future when we have the chance to test or measure English skill from Thai people. Or you can help us, can help our country to get better, go higher than the past. And looking forward to hearing your project number 2 and more. Give her a big round of applause again. And now I would like to invite DTM Arun because we have only 2 personal evaluators today. DTM Arun to evaluate speaker number 3.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, especially Toastmaster book, right? Deliver project number 1, time 4 to 6 minutes, and you took 7 minutes 20 seconds, a little bit longer. The reason is I like because you have a very good preparation. You prepared very well, have a lot of detail, starting from your family, your parents, your husband, your children, everything. Even including your house, you have cat, dog, and fish. But I like about your nickname that you explain very clear because at your working place there are many people who have the same nickname. Look, right? Book, right? Then how to remember which book is it, and then you explain very clear. Book, look, something depends on the character of the people. That's very clear. Or understand about it. This means that show that you prepared very well, a lot of detail, everything. That's why the time is a little bit longer, but no problem. Because in the project number 2, you have 5 to 7 minutes, and you have another 30 seconds to 7 minutes 30 seconds. As I mentioned at the beginning on the project for project number 4, every time just remember when we deliver speech, we have 3 points. Opening, main body, and conclusion. These 3 parts should be the same direction, same meaning, but in different words. Today, can you remember your opening? Toastmaster Pu, can you remember? You just apologize that last time you did not join the meeting. That's not contained with your body of your speech. So next time don't say it. That's gone. But just directly go to your speech that you're talking about yourself, introduce yourself, you just tell it. Where is what is your occupation, your parent. Normally we can easily to understand if you talk about your past, your present and your future. It is 3 main points, very easy for you can understand and then you will never forget it. In the past, where did you born? In Bangkok or in what country? Right? And then how about your family, your parents? What are their occupations? And where is your background education, right? From primary school, secondary school until the university. And then your present of your work and your future. What would you like to be in the future? That one is easy for you to understand. Your strong point that is very good in preparation, a lot of detail, and you talk about everybody in your family. Only what I mentioned about the opening. For the project number 2, opening, main body, and conclusion should be in the same direction. Opening, what you are talking about, just try to find. I would like to give you some tips that when you deliver a speech, we will write a speech first, in the body first, and then we think it, how can we open the speech. That's what we call the inside out, from inside, from the main body, and we can know how to create our opening and conclusion. That will be the best way you can do. So in conclusion, congratulations for your speech.
We already learned how to make it better from DTM Arun, and me again as a personal evaluator for Toastmaster. Right, sorry, big. Yeah. In my opinion, I think you meet the criteria for the project. Everything you not just only met the criteria. I think you're above the criteria. Project number one. I just want to encourage you to share your experience, your expertise, and everything with us in the future. I think you are our hope to help our country. And as Toastmaster, we still have many things to learn to improve our communication. Not only communication skill, if you have a chance to join Toastmaster for a while, you learn the way that we can learn from Toastmaster. We can help ourselves in terms of development and confidence in any situation. As actually, I'm not good at in English, but I know how to control and to manage my speaking skill in English, and I dare to speak anywhere, any situation right now because of Toastmaster. If I don't have Toastmaster, I cannot do that. This is the way why we get something beyond communication skill. If you want to know how to get it, how to have it, just join Toastmaster and you know how to gain something that beyond you. I never expect that I could get from Toastmaster until today. Okay, that's why when I have a chance to participate in any conference and I dare to speak in front of the native speaker, that most of them cry. Why? It's not your native. Your language, why you dare to speak in front of the native speaker? It's different because because of Toastmaster help me, and I hope all of us can do that in the future, and not in the future. I believe some of you can do it now, and I would like to see Toastmaster Iraq to deliver project number 2 soon. Give him a big round of applause. Because as I already mentioned, the purpose of project number 1 is just stand here and deliver your speech. 4 to 6 minutes is enough, and you meet it, and if I can give you a score, I will give you 10. 100%. And now it's time to hear our personal prayer for speaker number 5 again.
Madam General Evaluator, ladies and gentlemen, I always say that I'm very happy to see that we have more speakers, because the more speakers you have more time to practice our English language. So, first of all, I will congratulations to our Toastmaster Toastmaster Quang Committee agenda. It's a full option, everybody has the duty to do it. Very good. Today, my last speaker, Toastmaster Peng, right? Also delivered project number 1. He just let me introduce myself. I was born in Bangkok, live in Bangkok, and study in Bangkok. Right. This is your opening. Actually, it's not opening. This is the body of your speech. Suppose I were you, right? I will do it like this. Ladies and gentlemen, in Thailand, there are more than 70 provinces in Thailand. And I was born in a very big city. You know what province I was born? Ask a question. And audience will think, oh, what big city? Bangkok, Hat Yai, or anything. And then you say, I was born in Bangkok, live in Bangkok, and study in Bangkok. This is your body, right? But it's also very good that you tell us very clear about your study in the Singapore University, and the faculty that very difficult for you to find work, right? After graduate, what kind of work I'm going to do? But later on, you have a chance to go to study in US, right? And then you had a lot of experience there. That's very good. People will always have the experience. You are foreign, and also you have working in the foreign affairs after you come back from US. And now in the Treasury Department at the museum guy, or you're a lot of work waiting for you, right? Your conclusion also just like our acting president, due to the time, because you have a lot of information, and our timer try to give you the sign, because that's why you have to not have the conclusion, but no problem. This is the first project. You haven't have any experience, but for the second project to 10 project, then we have to follow the rule. So just prepare it. Next time, prepare the opening and the conclusion. You know, the first time when we deliver our the opening, oh, we feel relieved because the first part already gone. And then we go to the body of your speech. And once you see the spread sign, you just prepare to make your conclusion. So you can keep your time, right? In overall, your strong point that speak with your understanding also, because all about yourself, right? So you're also talking about it, a lot of what's the detail of your life, and we understand. Pay attention only what opening and body. Congratulations for you.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to seeing next meeting. Let's go back to the beginning of the meeting. And thank you very much for acting president. And according to see your position right now, you are our vice president education, Toastmaster Oak, for opening this meeting, and give him a big round of applause. For the word of the day, I like this word very much. I think the procrastinate, and something that remind me, if you have something to do and you can do that I think that related to your start of the day. I like the way that you can link it together, procrastinate, and never put off for tomorrow what you can do today. I believe this thought inspires us. If something you can do it now, you can do today. Like for example, improve English communication skill. You think you can do it now? Can do it today, because today we have the meeting. This is the example. Maybe something, not just only communication, many things that you can do today. Don't forget this thought of the day and remind you. And thank you very much, Toastmaster Kwang. For table topic session, I like your question. Your question helps the audience think of something that important to their life and share their story, their experience. Today we have 5 questions, and give her a big round of applause. And the benefit that for the audience, you can participate in this session, that as table topic sessions give us the opportunity to speak without preparation. This is the way that we always face our daily life. If we know the way to communicate or answer the question that we never expect before, that I think right now on that time, you know the way to communicate anytime, any place, any situation. And if you have a chance, please join this session, because it's you can share your idea, your story. Don't worry about the right or wrong. This is the place that Toastmaster can make any mistake. Just only place that can accept your mistake. Just encouragement, no blaming. Believe that if you want to do something different from your current situation, from your past, use it. Use this stage, use Toastmaster meeting to practice everything that you want. And I hope next time DCM Arun can help you to deliver impromptu speech, because he already have the training program, and actually he did it many times. And last year, I think Toastmaster Guang, you joined that meeting, Toastmaster Bean. And okay, when you from the team, and DCM Arun can do it again for all of you. And not only you know how to respond in table topic session in the effective way. And not only this session, all of us are willing to help you to conduct the meeting in the effective way. As I got the telephone from Toastmaster, why quite official? We don't know how to do it. It's easy, not difficult. Believe me, just learn it, practice it. Definitely, all of you can do it. And just give us a chance, give you a chance to practice, to learn it together. And I think now it's time. Who is our accountant? Toastmaster Guang.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, here's my report. Toastmaster Big Zero. He did a great job. I didn't hear from him. So good job. Toastmaster Oak, Toastmaster Oi, Toastmaster Book, Toastmaster Ben. All of you use a lot of in your speech. But don't worry about that. We are here to learn. We accept that, and you are allowed to make mistakes. There's no problem. So next time, I hope you can improve your speech and try to eliminate sound. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for culture report. The benefit that you can when we okay, we have it's normal way that because no. We just avoid in the future. This time, don't worry about the use I think this is that we learn how to make it better in the future. And now I think we can learn how to use our English in the effective way from our Gamalian, or we call English better English.
Yes, normally we have the section called Better English. But for me, I think that everyone who speaks English is already good English. And of course, when we focus on grammar, we have a lot of headaches sometimes. Don't worry about it when in speaking. Only when we have the prepared speech, be a bit more prepared on that. Now, whenever we speak, try to create understanding. Yet I heard somebody would like to say the word die, just say he died, or he was dead, or even a better word, he passes away or he passed away. Yeah, in English we use the word like T-O-P, we say top. And when we say top with a pop, like I told one of the students to say top. When he said topmost, no need to say topmost is okay. And even we say I didn't do it, in international school for children, they say I didn't do it, that's all. So don't worry about that. The only thing that make people understand the word, like somebody say a sheet of paper, no, not a sheet of paper, sheet means key, right? A sheet of paper, each sheet, a sheet of paper. My niece went to school coming back home, and she did not go to school. She cried in the morning. And because she spoke in English, and then I asked her what happened to you. She said, my mom forced me to go to school. I don't want to go. I said, what happened? She said, my teacher asked me to bring shit to school. Her teacher would like to ask her to bring the sheet of homework, not shit. S-H-I-T, shit to mean key, right? And then she cried. So I called her teacher, did you ask children to bring shit to your school? She said, don't be crazy. I asked them to bring the sheet of papers of their homework to school. So sometimes when we pronounce it, just make it clear, that's all. Just make it clear. So don't worry about it. If you can say good morning anytime you like. But if you say good morning, I hope people feel better, and then you do it. If good afternoon, and then people feel like it, you say it. So don't worry about your English. Just try, because in Thailand sometimes we use a sara, like we say 10 boys, 10 boys, 7 boys. Like my friends, when I took him to somewhere close to 7-Eleven, and one of my friends said, we are going to 7-Eleven, and they say, where is the 7 elephants? That would be different. So just make it clearly, and in our pronunciation, don't worry about that. So the only thing, the practice is like when we say T-E-N, we say N, tend, T-A-S-T-E, taste, T-E-S-T-S, test. It's a bit different, just do it. And I'm sure all of us speak good English. Don't worry about it. Back to you.
Thank you very much for inspiring us to speak English more and more. This is the way that if you want to improve your English communication skill, just practice it, do it. This is the way that it's impossible just we learn and practice in our mind. We need to make it happen in the reality, in our real life. And I believe that you all are our pioneer group to not only the TRD Toastmaster Club, but our country also. Believe me, because if your club gets successful and we can spread Toastmaster to Thai government organization, and our future is in your hand. I hope maybe next year, if we have the assessment English for Thai people, our score will get higher, and on that time I will be proud of you that you are a part to help our country and change the Thailand face, because when I always get some words from other, when Thai people present anything in front of the foreigner, just lead their presentation, and that's all. No session Q&A. I don't want to see something like this from the foreigner mentioned when they say the doctor, Thai doctor or Thai instructor. That's always do the same thing, just lead their slides, their presentation, and just when finished, okay. Get rid of they return the control to the MC, or there's no Q&A anymore. And I hope one day we can help our country to change and make the world know Thailand is one country that we can stand in this world similar or not different from other country, and hope you will help our dream come true together. And as my deputy today, General Evaluator, I would like to thank everyone for joining today and helping the meeting until now. Please give you a big round of applause. And I would like to return the control to our Toastmaster of the Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, give our General Evaluator a big round of applause. Thank you so much. And of course, I will say today almost everyone has spoken. Yes, under the agenda, we need somebody who has not yet spoken today to say a few words, like And so who has not spoken anything yet? So the lady, may you please say something? Yes. Yeah, within 1 minute.
My name is Saranjana Dindanakul. I am in Payment Resort Management Division.
Yes, you're welcome. And of course, another lady.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Thaman Nurmani. You can call me Dia. I work at the Bureau of Grand National Treasure of Packet.
Wow, yes, welcome. And yes, last but not least, the gentleman has already spoken. Anything? Yes.
My name is Istiqo Imedi. My name is Ip and curator in Coin Museum, Treasury Department.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, everybody.
Oh, you're welcome. Yes, the most important thing is that when we come to the meeting, we learn something from others. Don't forget when we go back home, we evaluate the whole meeting, evaluate ourselves, and then see what we can do better. And of course, today, like our president, the first time I saw him open the meeting, when he came in and said what to do, and he did it at a pinch of time, very quickly, very well done. You can be a permanent president. Yes, I love it. Because the way we stood, because as the president we learn something, we help others learn something. That's the most important thing. You know, at every club meeting, if the president opened with a timely message, we can learn from it, and then we can go forward. And then at the end of the meeting, the president gives some remarks that will remind us what to do in the future. And together we grow. People say if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go successfully, go together. Go as a team. I believe in going as a team and make this club strong and powerful. And of course, don't be afraid of English. We hope that more people will join your club to benefit from the Toastmaster program. Don't forget, before I leave, when we speak anywhere, don't hit the microphone. Never beat the microphone. Don't turn away from the microphone when we speak. Focus on the microphone, turn our face, but our mouth still focus on the microphone whichever way. Yes, 2 days ago, I listened to one very good speaker. Whenever he spoke to the one on the other side, he said like this, and then it couldn't be heard. That is very difficult for those who did not practice it. So practice every time, do it regularly, we become professional speakers. The meaning of being a professional speaker, somebody misunderstood our concept. When I was being invited to speak to the Thai Association of Speakers, and then the general asked me, Ajahn Paisan, you meant that you want everyone to stand on the stage and become a professional speaker like you. I said, don't be mistaken. I just want to see everyone in the country and throughout the world to speak professionally in whatever profession, including their family. They can make a better family, a better nation, and a better world by communicating more effectively. He said, oh, I understood it. Thank you, Mr. General. And then, of course, together we can make it back to our president.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster presence. It's about time. I think many of us might want to have more time to speak more, but any party need to be in. So this is about time that we have to end our meetings. But before that, I would like to everyone in this meeting to thank you for our guest, our distinguished Toastmaster Paisan. Please give him a applause. Distinguished Toastmaster Nasra. Okay, I taught her name correctly. Nasra. Okay, Nasra. Please give him a applause. Last is a distinguished Toastmaster Arun. As we mentioned in our paper, it's never never too late to be what you might have been. So together we can. So I would like to end our meeting. And thank you very much. I declare the meeting adjourned.